Welcome to the channel Luminousz Ztarr. Today's video, the bait of the narcissist. First point, beware of the diabolical tactics of narcissists and those who have a cluster personality. Some of his or her tactics for source supply can be shocking, unexpected, and confusing due to the crazy making of baiting and switching. The narcissist and cluster personality, they are notorious for pulling the rug out from under other people. Usually they will do this out of spite. The bottom line is this: they do this to supply their false self-image. This makes them feel good, in other words. This makes them look better sometimes. Some narcissists can be very underhanded. So their diabolical tactics for source supply, again, can be unexpected, can be even shocking and confusing to some people. But all of it is crazy making. And they do like to do the old-fashioned bait and switching. They do this one a lot. So they like pulling the rug out from up under people and watching them fall. Next point. There are several tactics for source supply that the narcissists use more often than others. Ironically, some of those very tactics which are used to bait the targeted prey end up entrapping the narcissist. So let's get into those right now. Narcissistic bait that can backfire, okay? Love letters or letters, voicemail messages that they may leave, when they start to smear campaign, and when they start deceiving other people, all right? Usually it's a lot of people at one time. You ever heard that saying that it's best not to lie because you have to think about the last lie you told in order to keep the first lie that you ever told straight? Okay? Something to that effect. It's like, when you first tell a lie, then you have to keep up with all the lies that you tell after that, because the first one you told will end up, yes, backfiring. Absolutely. Because so many people that the narcissist lied to, he or she does not ever think that some of those people may keep up with the lies that they told, and they can go back years later and say, wait a minute, you said such and such, or you did such and such. The narcissist and cluster personality, they don't think that that can ever happen, but it's ironic that it happens sometimes. In other words, their lies backfire. Some people do recall how they were deceived by the narcissist and cluster personality, and they do bring it to the narcissist's attention. And it could be years later, and they will be accurate because they have witnesses, okay? Sometimes the narcissist feels ganged up on when that happens. When they have several people coming at him or her at once and saying, wait a minute, this is how you deceived me, and this is what you said, and this is how it went down. And not only that, that person has backup because they have more witnesses that can come to the narcissist and say, wait a minute, yes, this is what happened. Sometimes there are documents that support that the narcissist was deceptive. There are, literally, documents. Some people, when they confront the narcissist, they have all of their aces and they have all of their ducks in a row. Some people are very methodical at how they will approach the narcissist and cluster personality and call them out on being deceptive. I do not advise this. However, some people have been successful. I have to also add, again, be very careful. Practice safety, okay? Because narcissists and cluster personalities, they will do some diabolical things to make sure that their false self-image remains intact. Love letters or letters. This is a document. The example that I just shared with you. This is one document that can point out deception, can point out a lot of other things about the narcissist and cluster personality, such as what their real intentions were. Believe it or not, love letters or letters can be used against the narcissist and cluster personality. The narcissist and cluster personality, they're so focused on obtaining the source supply, and they're loyal to the false self-image, that they do not see where they actually set the bait up for somebody else, but they end up ensnared by it, their own bait. They don't see it coming. Love letters and or letters is another way that the narcissist and cluster personality ends up ensnared in their own bait or net, okay? Their own trap. Voicemail messages is another one. They may say something to incriminate themselves in that voicemail. Okay? You can even say the emails is another way that the narcissistic bait can backfire on them. Okay? The smear campaigning, they will say some terrible things and they will character assassinate someone only to have it backfire on them, sometimes years later. This is very real. The narcissist and the cluster personality, they rarely see it coming when it backfires. They don't see it coming. They never fathom. They never think that it can possibly happen to them, and it does. So the smear campaigning, when they're setting somebody up for failure, when they're speaking so many evil and ill will and curses against someone, it comes home to them. What's that saying? The chickens come home to roost. They are some of the biggest skeptics when it comes to karma that you will ever find. In other words, the energy that they put out, they don't ever think it will come back, but it does. We're all up under that umbrella. What you sow, you reap. These kind of things. The narcissist and the cluster personality, they are your biggest skeptics. They continue without remorse and shame sometimes to obtain source supply from various sources or various people. Okay, so these are some of the baits. There's others, but these were the ones that I can think of at the moment. So these are some of the baits that can backfire and often backfire on the narcissist. Love letters, you can even include in that greeting cards or cards, voicemail messages, emails, smear campaigning or character assassinations, deceptions and manipulations. Just at one time they're just going down the line of people and they're deceiving people and they're manipulating people, all for the source supply and to ensure that their false self-image remains intact. And they don't think that any of this will ever backfire. The narcissist and the cluster personality, they are huge skeptics of the payback, of karma, of what goes around comes around, of what you sow, you reap. And it's amazing. It's actually ironic. First tool, take steps to ensure your safety. Continue to work your support base. Last tool, educate yourself about narcissists and their tactics, cluster B personality, childhood trauma, and self-defense. Some cluster B personalities, when they are confronted, they will place a target on those individuals and they will seek to destroy or pay them back. Okay, this is real. So please practice safety, which again can be self-defense. Some people, I have actually met, I know this one lady, she took a self-defense class, and she was, actually I know two women who did this, taking self-defense classes. And I remember one woman in particular, she was so pumped up about it. She was very proud of herself, as she should have been. However, she had some issues with one of her exes, who was a cluster B personality. So she felt like, well, I better learn how to defend myself. The other woman, she not only took self-defense classes, but she learned how to use a weapon. And I'm not encouraging any of this. What I do encourage is that a person practice safety. So educate yourself about narcissists and their tactics. Educate yourself about cluster B personality. Educate yourself about childhood trauma and self-defense. Practice safety above all else. Okay? Continue, of course, to do your support work and your support base. Your shadow work, pardon me, that's what I meant to say. And of course, continue to work your support base. This is another thing that you're probably going to need in order to continue to thrive forward and focus on your own healing. Take steps to ensure your safety. Again, practice safety above all else. I want to thank everybody for joining me today or tonight. I'm Luminousz Ztarr. Don't forget to like and or share this video. Check out the description box below for more details to today's video. Wherever you may be, of course, I wish you the very best. And on that note, my stars, thank you for motivating me and inspiring me to keep Luminousz Ztarr channel active. Thank you so much. All of you who are visiting for the first time, welcome and become a part of the Star family by selecting that subscription button below. We would love to have you a part of our Star family. Having said all that, again, stay tuned for more vlogs, stay tuned for more videos, and I wish you the very best.